Hello everyone, and welcome back to another session of Dark Souls 2 PvP and another weapon showcase. This time I am using the Twinblade, the standard Twinblade. And you know, this weapon is beautiful. Its moveset is just beautiful. I mean, look at that. Just Darth Mauling this guy to death. It's fantastic. So, this weapon, it requires 14 strength and 26 dexterity. It has a C-scaling in both strength and dexterity, so that's pretty good. It's definitely a quality weapon. It has a physical base damage that's actually very low, but it makes up for it because every time you do an R1, it hits a lot. It hits more than once, so it makes up for it quite a bit. For a plus 10 Twinblade, the physical base damage is 110. My attack rating with this weapon is 234, so it's really not very high. And, you know, I do recommend putting this along, say, a poison upgrade path or a bleeding upgrade path, because it's incredibly easy to cause that status effect to occur on someone. It's just incredibly easy simply due to the fact that you hit so many times. So that's something you really should keep in mind, and that makes these weapons very dangerous. Now, I would have to say that the biggest pro of the Twinblade would definitely be its ability to hit more than once per R1. That would definitely be the biggest pro in my opinion, because in a single R1 you can stun someone, hit them more than once, and keep them stunned. And that does a lot of things. First off, if you do, say, upgrade to the bleeding path, it will pretty much guarantee that you'll bleed them out. Same goes for poison. It pretty much will guarantee that you poison them, and then they'll have a lot more to worry about, especially if you stay on top of them, because poison is incredibly dangerous this time around in this game. So that's a very good path to keep in mind. Now, in addition to that, if you put a buff on it, then this thing works like Ricard's Rapier. And what I mean by that is, with Ricard's Rapier, its R2s, everyone would use Ricard's Rapier and put a buff on and go to town with those R2s. First off, because they can't be blocked. Second, because they're incredibly fast and build up the buff's damage incredibly fast. Same goes for this weapon, but it can of course be parried, and the fact that all of its R1s, all those hits in that single R1, they all will affect the build-up of the buff, the damage of the buff. So it's a very dangerous weapon when buffed, and that's something you really need to be careful of. Also, another huge pro for it, this thing eats through shields. As you've seen in this fight, I've just gone through this guy's shield without a problem. And right there, you know, that Estus, that's just insane. It's ridiculous. There's really nothing that an invader can do against it at the moment. There really isn't, because, as I said in the last video, Lloyds are too expensive. This is even the same guy I was complaining about in the last video, really. Lloyds are too expensive, you can't catch him, and the Estus, it can't be punished effectively. It really can't. So something needs to really be done, because I did the math on it. I added up all the damage I did. I did over 1,500 damage to him, and it healed in about a second. That's like Divine Blessing territory right there. That's Dark Souls 1 Divine Blessing territory. And, I mean, we all had a problem with that, but, you know, it is what it is. So, gotta just take it with a grain of salt, I guess. So, anyway, moving on. Biggest con of the Twinblade, I would definitely have to say that the biggest con would be a toss-up between its short range. It really doesn't have the best range, and I would definitely have to say that its damage output with its criticals leaves a lot to be desired. It doesn't really do much at all on a critical, and considering you can break someone's guard so easily, you would expect it to be a little bit better, maybe. Honestly, it's not a huge deal in my opinion. I mean, you could just switch weapons after you break their guard and get the critical on them. So that's something to keep in mind. That would be a very good spot for a mail breaker, because the criticals on mail breakers are very good. Just throwing that out there. Also, their R2s pass through shields. Just throwing that out there for those who didn't know it. Overall, though, very good weapon. Very dangerous. It is incredibly... It's got a beautiful moveset. It really does. And I enjoy using this thing a lot. I'm probably going to put mine onto a bleeding upgrade path personally, because it's got a low damage output as it is, so I might as well make it bleed someone instead of keeping its damage output. I mean, it's only going to drop by, what, like 30 points? it's not going to be the end of the world, really, if I'm bleeding them out. Pretty much guaranteed instead. But right there, I know he's wearing Havels, but 279 damage on a riposte? Come on. Come on. Even the Mailbreaker in Dark Souls 1 did more against a person in full Havels on a riposte, so even a lot of weapons did better than that, really, to be honest. But anyway, it's just something that's got to be a con. It's got to balance out somehow. And right there, broke his guard, but downfall of this weapon, another downfall of it. If you're in its combo, if you're in the swing of it and you break someone's guard, you can't stop swinging because it is in the move. It's just, that's the way the move is. So, you know, it's a bit annoying because, well, I mean, you broke their guard, but you can't get the critical on it, but oh well. Also, at this point, I had gotten tired of people healing. I really did. So I just pulled out Fire Tempest, and I was like, you know what? Screw it. I don't care. If you heal, I'm using it. So it is what it is. Anyway, this is the last fight. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time.